There's this fucking asshole on the TARDIS wiki.
What?
There's this asshole on the TARDIS wiki.
What does that mean?
There's a user there who is
Why?
an
Why is he an
asshole
asshole?
because he like puppy guards the timeline pages. Anyone except for him, pretty much, that goes to like edit the timeline pages, he'll revert your fucking edits. Like no matter what, even if you're right, he'll revert your fucking edits.
Like, why have you tried that?
Yes.
Tell me. I wanna know the story. I wanna know why you got so upset.
Well, but just because like I put in an amount of effort to listen or remember the stories in question that are like down at the bottom on the timeline pages. They have a little section for like unplaced or like either which is things that either don't have a definite spot yet because they're new or whatever, or in some cases like aren't simply not canon and can't be put in the timeline anywhere. But I saw one of the two of them were like, yeah, it could absolutely fit in, and here's where it goes. And you make an edit, and you even have little bullet points justifying why it would go there. And this asshole comes along, he'll revert your fucking edits, and it's not just me, because I looked at the edit history, and it's like so and so edited this, then fuck ass comes along and reverts everybody's edits. The only edits he doesn't revert are his own, and it's one of those cases where it's like you're not wrong, you're just an asshole because all of his edits are fucking immaculate and perfect and correct. This guy's an excellent timelinist, but is also like no room for anybody else. This is my sandbox. It's like motherfucker, get a life. Anyway,
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to episode 68 of Lonely Gods. I'm your host, David Reinhardt. I'm joined here, as always, by Kate Riley.
the noteless Kate Riley.
The noteless Kate Riley.
I made a mistake. Due to computer error, I'm going to be completely not informational at all.
Yes, and we are here this week to talk. We're here to talk about the Revenge of the Cybermen. Oh shit! I just
Season 12.
season 12 finale and the end of um, Tom Baker's first season as the Doctor.
And it's actually a shorter season than normal.
Yeah, it's only 5 stories, which
It's
isn't
well,
that big of a departure, but the episode count is shorter.
yeah, it's 20 episodes instead of the usual 26. So make of that what you will. It's actually because the next season premiere, Terror of the Zygons, was supposed to be the finale for this season.
Is it? I hope it's a better episode.
Well, I think it's generally well liked as far as I remember. But the BBC decided that instead of starting like in the like January season, they wanted to have the season start in the fall season and run like longer throughout the year or whatever. Which means that they were like, well, we don't have like our filming schedule isn't like done to support that, so I guess they took the last story of this season and put it in front just so there'd be something to show, I guess, because there wasn't time to make a story to meet the premiere date,
Ah,
as far as I remember. But which is weird because it's like the seasons don't start getting longer again. It's just there's sometimes a gap or two in the schedule, which I mean I guess isn't really that weird because at 26 episodes roughly, airing once a week, I mean plenty of American shows start in the fall and end in spring and still have that many episodes. So it's definitely not a bad schedule, I guess. It's just, kind of shitty to do on short notice. Rambling.
so yeah, we're here to talk about Revenge. Oh, is Revenge of the Cybermen well liked in the Who community? Since I'm not a part of it.
I certainly don't think so.
Okay.
I don't see people talk about it very much, but
I
what I
wonder
do see
why.
isn't very positive.
I wonder why.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, there are certain stories like Web Planet where, like, nobody likes that shit, but we still make fun of it. Like, all
Well,
the
that's
time.
because there's giant ants with people legs.
There are giant ants with people legs.
Like in a certain respect, in a certain regard, I respect that story because I like to talk about it because it's so bad. Like,
Yeah, there's a Big Finish audio called "Return to the Web Planet," and as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh man, I don't know, I don't know.
I want to what? I want to hear that.
Well, I want to hear that too, and we will. I think it's Colin Baker, but it's
God,
just it made me think like I don't know, Zarbi in audio format with those annoying noises. You don't have the funny costumes to like help. But
I want to hear that so bad.
yeah, I imagine that Big Finish is probably knows damn well what people think of the Web Planet, so they wouldn't have done another one if they didn't have a good reason.
I'm excited to talk about audios later because I listen to some of those too.
Excellent.
But first, we're here to talk about Revenge of the Cybermen.
I don't I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I kept finding things that I kind of liked in it, and then it would just promptly like make me hate it again.
I don't think I've ever felt this checked out of a Doctor Who story in a long time.
No.
Like not since Space Pirates, I think, where I've just sat there so bored. It's like it was all just like water off a duck's back. Like I just was
Like I
staring
would,
at the
I'd
screen
sit,
like I
yeah.
don't care who these people are. I don't care what their problems are. I don't care what happens to them. I'm fucking
I
bored.
sat there to start watching it, and then like because I've been making sure for a while now to like when I sit down to watch Doctor Who to make sure I'm paying full attention to it, and I kept like every single episode I'd start it, I'd be like, okay, let's watch, and like 10 minutes later I'd be looking at my phone, I'd be like, oh fuck no, I'm watching Doctor Who, go away, like what happened?
Nothing.
I didn't even
Nothing.
realize I was getting distracted because I was so bored.
I mean I didn't have that luxury because not having a phone and being a luddite, but yeah, I just kind of sat in the couch in the dark, half in a daze, kind of like it was not engaging at all, and that's the thing. Like, say what you want about Web Planet, but that shit's engaging because it at least gets you involved enough to be mad at it. Like, Revenge of the Cybermen was just like, please let this end. I'm so bored.
Yeah.
Which is really disappointing too, because we haven't had the Cybermen at all with John Pertwee. The last time we saw them was Invasion, and that was really good.
That was really good.
So this is some of the sorriest shit I've ever seen with Cybermen in it. Like this is not this is not good.
No, it isn't. It's just so flat and boring and
It is, and it's weird because like this is one of the two written by one of the two original creators of the Cybermen. So you'd think he'd know what he was doing, but apparently not.
well, I mean, you don't even find out why the Cybermen are there until the last episode, right?
Yeah, which I mean it wouldn't be bad to, keep it a mystery, I suppose, but it's not a thing that really needs to be a mystery, and it's not a thing that's interesting anyway.
No. Especially because they're like, oh, they used the gold planet to beat them the first time, but they already built all the guns that shot the gold and stuff.
No,
Like they
no,
have
no, 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 no. The glitter gun.
the glitter gun, yeah. They have the weapons still. Like blowing up the planet is not going to get rid of the weapons or get rid of all the gold in the universe. Like
No, but it'll get rid of an easy supply of it, I guess. Because I mean, gold's pretty
but they
rare
but
on
they
Earth.
talked
So.
about it like it was like the key.
Well, it is the key because that planet's full of gold, and it's easily accessible gold in abundance that's not seen anywhere else. So I mean, it would be a fair blow to the resources. I mean, it's not that they couldn't have any gold at all, but I mean, it would be a lot harder to get.
And then they were gonna do it by strapping bombs to people.
Jesus Christ.
Like that was really stupid.
The little backpacks look like they're on a fucking field trip.
Like that was really stupid. And they were going to kill all the Cybermen by launching a rocket at the ship. Why didn't they just launch it? Why did the Cybermen launch a rocket with bombs on it? Like
I have no idea. They said they wanted to drop it into like the main shaft that's in the core of the gold planet. So like I assume that they wanted to. It was like a strategically placed detonation, and maybe
grab
if it
them
was
the
just on the
people that can
surface, it
run
wouldn't matter.
away.
But it's
But
stupid.
it is really stupid.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't. You're gonna have to basically lead the conversation on this one because I don't really know what the fuck's going on.
I don't either. Like, I watched this whole story today, and it's like a blur in my mind.
It's not good shit.
No.
The Cybermen, like the costumes aren't bad, I guess, but the voices are fucked up. Like they don't sound like the Cybermen at all.
No, they sound really weird.
Which I guess is a silly thing to say because I don't think in the classic series so far they've actually found like a proper Cyberman voice because I feel like it's been a little bit different every fucking time. But this one
Yeah.
isn't good. And I mean, like this for the
I
first
thought the
time.
costumes looked weird this time.
Well, they're the same kind of costumes they had in the invasion. It's
I
just that
just
they're
think
in.
it's they don't move, like the actors in them don't move as Cyberman-y as they've done before.
I don't know. I mean, I think a part of it might be that I think Cybermen, those particular kinds of costumes, just work maybe better in black and white. Because this is the first time they've been in color.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But I mean, they have the actual actors doing the voices from inside the helmets, like live as
Oh.
they go this time, and I think that's why it sounds fucking weird because they don't have all the right post processing on it. But it doesn't. It doesn't. They don't sound right at all.
No. And their plan is stupid.
They're,
And it's
they're
not even fun.
very stupid, and it's
It's not
like
even fun stupid, like trying to scoop out the core of the planet and drive it around like a giant spaceship.
well,
Like
they're
that's
trying to
really
blow up the core
stupid.
of the planet so that the spaceships can't drive around.
Yeah, like that was really stupid but fun because it's like what the fuck? This is just dumb and boring.
And what the fuck is with this allergic to gold bullshit anyway? Like, where the fuck did that come
It
from?
clogs their breathing
They
tubes.
don't have to breathe. They've been walking around in space before just fine.
I don't know, man.
They were on the surface of the moon with no breathing apparatus in the moon base. They walked and they did spacewalks and wheel in space. Like they don't need to breathe.
Apparently the creators forgot everything about the creatures they created.
I guess so, because like where does this gold bullshit come from?
I don't
It
know.
doesn't
They
make
never
any
mention
sense.
it. They never use it again. Like they quickly
Oh
forget
yes,
that
they
this.
do.
Oh, they do. They don't
In
in
the,
the modern series at
no, in the
all.
classic series, they fucking sure as hell do, and it's retarded every time. Because it's a stupid weakness. Like why gold?
I don't know. It's a soft metal. Like you think it would be something better than that.
I guess so. And if my fucking nerdy knowledge serves me right, I think that later on it basically turns into like a Green Lantern thing, where it's not just the metal gold they're allergic to; it's the color gold.
Oh my god, really?
I seem to remember that. I might be wrong because I've been huffing cleaners, but that's my memory anyway. I'm pretty sure.
God damn it. So the Cybermen get pretty dumb, I guess.
Cybermen get awful. That's one of the reasons I really like the fact that the new series basically rebooted their entire lore, so that you could strip away some of that stupid shit that had built
They
up over the
already
years.
come from a goddamn like tomb, Egyptian tomb, magic planet. They're
Well,
already really stupid. Like it.
well, they came from Mondas, I guess, first, and then they spread out into the galaxy.
I thought they didn't come from Mondas. I thought they changed the name of the planet.
No, they came from Mondas first. They became a spacefaring power. Then they got into the war with the humans with the glitter guns, which almost wiped them out, except for the ones that were in stasis on the planet Telos, which is from Tomb of the Cybermen. Anything beyond that, I have no fucking idea. But that's basically what it is. It's
I
like
thought they
Telos.
rewrote. I thought they changed the name of the planet that they came from at some point.
They didn't change the name of the planet. It's just that they had two different planets. They had Mondas and the 10th planet, which is their home world, and then they had Telos and Tomb of the Cybermen, which is where their tomb was, and basically where they moved after Mondas went kablooey.
Oh. Anyway,
I think. There's a Peter Davison audio called Spare Parts, which is basically Genesis, but for the Cybermen, and it's really, really good. And it'll explain some of those things.
oh, that's neat. I'm excited for that.
It's one of the most popular Big Finishes ever. So it'll be worth listening to.
Cool. It's got to be better than this. So
I mean, really, it's the saddest shit. I didn't think Tom Baker grappling with the Cybermen trying to stuff gold dust into its face. It's the stupidest thing.
yeah,
Uh,
and just I don't know. No one was interesting this episode.
Not really. There was
There
some
was
stuff
that
that.
that one good exchange between the Doctor and the head Cyberman, and that was it in 4 episodes. That was the only interesting part.
The fucking cyber leader. All I can think of is when like the doctor gets captured and he's trying to then he's like forcing the doctor to the floor. He's grabbing him by the shoulders and shaking him like a naughty baby. It's just...
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was awful.
So stupid. Oh god. And like the aliens on the gold planet themselves, the Vogons or whatever, having their own little political struggle. I don't understand who these people are. I don't know what they want.
It was like what was that story? The circus one.
A little bit. It kind of also felt like the Peloton story done bad, you know.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, do you want to explain more about the plot, or do you want to just continue to shit on it? It's
Basically, the Doctor, Harry, and Sarah Jane used the time ring from Genesis of the Daleks to go back to the space station, but they go back too early in time.
yeah.
And
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 for some reason, the TARDIS is on its way back to them and doesn't turn up until the story's over.
yeah,
And how does the TARDIS know to go pick them up?
I don't know. It's a bad story. That's how.
Right, of course.
Um, and they find out that there's been like a plague on the station, but it's not really a plague.
It's the
It's
Cybermats causing trouble.
yeah.
I have to say that, I mean,
So that what was
the
that
plague
one?
makeup. Go ahead.
That guy was evil, right?
The blonde guy?
Yeah.
No, he was a triple agent. Basically, he was on the space station, and it makes you think that he's working for the Cybermen, but he's actually double crossing the Cybermen, and he's really working for the Gold people.
Okay, but he's still fucking over his own people.
Yes, he's ruthless, I guess.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But that plague effect, I think, was one of the things that actually worked really well because it's basically like the black sort of veiny thing from Moonbase, but done in color, so it glows red, and that worked actually really well.
Yeah.
As far as the makeup effect goes, the story still sucks, but it's a good makeup effect.
And then the Cybermen want to blow up the glow planet, the gold planet. And the gold planet has a missile to blow up the Cybermen. And then the Cybermen get blown up.
Yep. I thought the last episode actually kind of picked up a bit. Because there's like one of the guys from the space station doing the suicide bomber thing to get rid of the Cybermen, which is kind of good. And then I liked where the space station was like losing power and going to crash into the gold planet, and the doctor's trying to like wrestle it away from the surface. You actually get a look at the view screen of sort of the surface of the planet like whooshing by as they're just narrowly missing it. And I don't know, I thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That was a decent effect, but
It didn't make the story interesting at all.
not really. And like when I say that the last episode perked up a bit, I mean it perked up a bit.
Because it only perked up because the one guy kills himself.
The space station nearly crashes and explodes.
Like, because the Doctor and 2 other dudes have bombs strapped to them. That the
Because things
Cybermen are
fucking
doing.
happen finally is basically what
Yeah,
it is.
exactly. Things happen. It was really dark to have that guy try to take the bomb off, knowing that the secondary explosion will kill the Cybermen. The
Yeah.
one Cyberman, but he still like killed himself on screen, and that was better than nothing happening.
Apparently, Elizabeth Sladen almost drowned making this
Really?
story. Yeah, because they're using those little sea-doos on like the underground like river thing in the caves.
Yeah.
I mean, those are like real caves that you can go and have a tour through and stuff. And that river actually runs at like 30 miles an hour current,
Oh.
and it after pretty much that little landing that you see in the story, it like runs off down some like really tight passageways and down some holes, and they've like actually had people die, swimming in there or spelunking or whatever if they lose control. And poor Liz Sladen is doing the driving of their little sea-doos herself, and she loses control of it and is about to crash into the wall. So she jumps off into the river, which is a really fast current, and almost got swept away. So it's
Wow.
like, yeah, it's
And
actually.
then,
I was just thinking that like poor Philip Hinchcliffe is like his first season as producer. He nearly fucking lost both his leads because it's like, poor Tom Baker breaks his collarbone, Liz Sladen almost drowns. It's not having a very good string of luck.
Nope. So then the gold people launch a missile at the Cybermen and blow them up, and the TARDIS shows up, and the doctor's like, hey, I gave the Brigadier a special phone to call us if he ever needed help, and if it was an emergency, and he's calling us, and that's not good. Because we're talking about the Brigadier, the man who would never call unless it was an emergency.
Yeah, so we'll find out what his problem is, I guess, next season.
yes, which
But
has to be more interesting than Cybermen.
this was just a really like disappointing finale, and especially for a season as good as season 12 had been up to that point, because like pretty much every story in season 12 was really quite very good. I mean, Sontarans was like all right, but it wasn't bad either. And then this kind of really brought the whole the whole average down, I'm sure.
Right.
Because I don't know, especially coming off of Genesis, like you're thinking, oh man, we get Daleks and Cybermen one right after the other. And Genesis was so good, you think, oh, what could they possibly have in store for the Cybermen? Bullshit. That's what they have in store for the Cybermen.
Yeah.
Bullshit
Yeah.
and nonsense. Why are they allergic to gold? That
Because of their breathing tubes.
how would that even like? Why is that their special weakness? If human beings inhaled a bunch of gold dust, they'd die too. Like,
I don't know, because they're not supposed to breathe.
but they don't have to breathe.
That's what I'm saying, is they don't have to breathe, so it's dumb. That's why it's stupid.
It's stupid because this is like the sixth Cyberman story. We've never heard this before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think in the 6 years between Invasion and this story, somebody forgot everything.
Perhaps. So,
Actually, the
anyway.
villain from Invasion is in the story as like one of the Gold Planet people elders. And this is actually his last appearance in Doctor Who, I think, which is a bloody shame because he's a really good actor. I would really rather have heard Packer again and again versus anything in this story. I would listen to that sound clip on a loop in favor
Packer
of
was
listening to
pretty
this.
great.
Packer's beautiful. He's an evil henchman and he's actually somewhat, you know, threatening, but he's also such a little bitch. I love Packer.
Yeah,
Packer's my friend. I love him.
Packer's great.
You know what's not great? Revenge of the Cybermen.
Nope. You know what is great?
What?
Mirror signal maneuver.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I liked it.
That's good.
It's a Sarah, the season finale for the first season of the Sarah Jane audios. Um,
At first, that it kind of stressed me out because I was like, Sarah Jane, why are you being a bitch to your friends?
Yeah, I was weirded. I really like the format with the starting with the telephone messages and all that.
That was pretty good.
It's nice when they put a weird spin on the audio format itself.
Yeah. You'll probably like shares of them,
Okay.
but anyway.
But I really liked it, yeah, because it was really dark, and the Sarah Jane audios have had this through line, and they're expanding it further out into the next season too, and I like that. Like I like how there's a new topic every single week, but there's still something building. It reminds me, kind of Veronica Mars.
Yeah, a little bit.
There's she solves a mystery every episode, but there's always one thing going on in the background.
That's true. I think it's a little bit more centralized than that because I mean, like, there's a different mystery every week, but those mysteries are all the plots of like that same conspiracy. So
Well,
I mean,
the
it's
the ghost one wasn't.
Ghost one wasn't. That's true.
Like they're not not every single one is, but a
Three out
couple
of
of them are.
four,
Yeah.
or 3 out of 5. Sorry, that's pretty good. 4 out of 5. Yeah, there we go.
We're all four?
Yeah, I think so because the Test of Nerve was and Tau Connection, Come Back. Those were all tied into it. So was the finale. I mean, the Ghost is really the only one that's kind of like kind of.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. But it's going on even more, which is cool.
Yeah. Well, it was actually kind of good timing that I started listening to these because it did bring back a certain villain from Robot.
Which one?
Miss Winters.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which was kind of neat because it actually sort of plugged a problem that I had with Robot, which is that like all of like the scientist fascists or whatever like escape in the confusion, and there's not really any like explanation as to where they've gone or like what happens. Because by episode 4, you're dealing with a giant robot because the Brigadier fucked up.
Yeah.
And you really never even mention them again, so it's kind of nice that they sort of reared their ugly heads again.
Formed an evil science cabal.
An evil science cabal. But
And are terrorizing Sarah Jane.
which is why she's trying to keep her friends away from her, but at first I'm like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
I really like these Sarah Jane audios. It just shocks me how much more mature they are than like even Doctor Who itself. Like, because Sarah Jane's show is even more kid friendly than Doctor Who, but like
Oh, yeah.
Doctor Who gets to dark places at times, but it never was like some of the stuff in Sarah Jane.
That's true. I mean, Sarah Jane isn't as bad as Torchwood, so it's kind of
No,
like
but
a step in
yeah.
between. But, I mean,
It's like a regular show on like prime time in America and on like one of the big channels, not a cable channel, like
yeah. Well,
whereas
she's-
Torchwood is totally beyond that.
Yeah, but like it makes sense because she's an adult human being dealing with adult human being problems. Human villains. It's a real world setting. It has a supernatural, sci-fi tinges to it, but I think the maturity level is pretty appropriate given the setting.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Yeah, because like Doctor Who, being sci-fi, it has the element of fantasy that kind of keeps things from hitting too close to home. But the Sarah Jane audios don't really have that because they don't have any aliens at all.
Right.
I don't think. Which kind of keeps it grounded, I guess. I don't know.
We didn't talk about it last week, but I listened to Neverland, the
Oh, good.
season 2 of Paul McGann finale, right?
Yep.
It's okay. I liked it.
We talked about this. We did talk about this last week.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, it's one of those Doctor Who stories that's really interesting in concept, but the actual execution's okay. So I ended up enjoying it, but I don't remember talking about it.
I enjoyed it, but again, I think part of its impact and lasting impact is from people who were listening as these were coming out, and then were left on a huge cliffhanger and had to wait a year and a half. Which probably builds it up sort of retroactively when people look back on it because they're like, oh, this was this huge thing because we had to wait so long.
Oh yeah, no, the ending was super cool. Forgot about that again. But what the big
Yeah.
thing I listened to that I loved was I listened to Izzy's story.
Oh, yes.
So this is one of the prequel Paul McGann audios that came out after his at like way later, right?
Yeah, this is from a collection of 3 or 4 little one-episode stories called The Company of Friends, and each one is a one-episode story with a different early companion. This is all pre-Charlie. And Izzy is chronologically the earliest thing for Paul McGann on audio, and she's a companion from the comics, and she's not in any other audios, and it's just a little one-off kind of fun
Which
little
is
special thing.
which is a shame because I really like Izzy.
Yeah, I
I,
enjoyed her too.
and I really liked this story.
She's an interesting companion because it's I can't really think of anybody else who's just as much of an unabashed dork as she is. You know?
Yeah, it's super fun. It's about comic books, like comic book characters that appear in real life, and like what the fuck is going on, and
The mystery missing issue.
yeah, the mystery of the missing issue. And I liked what the reveal was and all that.
Hmm. She's fun. I kind of wish that they would either adapt more of those comic stories and the novels for that matter, or at least make new stories with those companions because Company of Friends was kind of a frustrating little sampler of, of things that we don't really get much of.
Yeah, it was super fun. Like I really enjoy, it was just especially because a lot of the stories I've been listening to lately have been really intense and
Yeah,
serious. It was
it's
nice to
definitely
have
a nice
such a
break.
fun story again. So
Absolutely, I think Fitz's story is kind of along those lines too. It's more of a lighthearted thing.
I will
Um,
listen to it soon. But Benny is next, right?
Benny's story is more of a sort of straight up adventure. It's not too lighthearted, but it's not really intense either. I mean, it's a one episode, pretty standard Doctor Who. It's kind of a treat more for fans of Benny who had been following along with her show or her travels with Sylvester McCoy, and it's kind of like, oh well, what? How would she play off Paul McGann and well, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bit of fan service that you might not fully appreciate because you're not really familiar with obviously her shit,
Yeah.
but still enjoyable.
I'm looking
The,
forward
the fourth
to it.
the fourth one on Company of Friends is called Mary's Story, and I'm saving that one for when we do uh, some more prequel stuff because that leads into actually a trilogy of full adventures with Mary. So I feel like it's best to just kind of save that one so we can do them all in one go.
I see.
So
Anyway, so
Yeah,
those are the audios I listened to.
interesting.
Yes.
I'm doing McGann stuff, and I'm a few stories ahead of you.
Cool.
So
And then, so yeah, so we will be back next week with our season 12 recap.
excellent, yay!
Yes, and maybe I'll have listen to more audios by then. Not sure. Oh, and I do want to, I guess, mention last week's Doctor episode of the 12th Doctor season was good. The Robin Hood one, I liked it. It was really fun.
I heard that got censored.
How?
Apparently, they had a scene of a beheading in it, and they had to censor it because there was a beheading in London not long ago.
I don't.
Like
I didn't.
when the show aired.
I
It was
get.
it was the beheading of a robot. To be fair, I mean, it's not like Doctor Who was cutting people's heads off these days. But
No, I think that still happened.
they censored the shot though. I don't think they cut it
Oh.
out of the story. But I mean, I didn't look too far into it just because.
I don't know if they censored it here.
Um, I don't know. I mean, the article I read said they weren't so sure if the full scene was going to be on the DVD or not, and I figure if that's in doubt, then I don't know if they would have changed it for.
I don't really remember.
for BBC America or not, but I guess we'll see when we see.
Yeah, but I liked it. It was fun. I'm excited to watch tonight's is a horror themed one.
Ooh, exciting.
I like when Doctor Who gets scary.
I like when Doctor Who is on because because me being a big Finnish whore, it's pretty much any time after the new episode airs, if it's something that's even like a little bit related to a big Finnish audio, they'll be like, "This is on sale. You just watched this. Now you can buy this." It's like, yes, but they're definitely giving Steam a run for their money into just how much they can rate my wallet. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
what did actually? What did that episode that Robin Hood won? Did that have anything to do with Ice Warriors?
no.
Huh.
Why?
Well, because the story they put on sale at Big Finish in response to it was like a Sixth Doctor story, and I'm pretty sure it was an Ice Warriors one. I'll have to go look at my account, but I'm like, one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, no, it was about robots.
All right, well, whatever.
One of the episodes of the season brought back it wasn't this one. The premiere brought back the robots from The Girl in the Fireplace.
That's cool.
Yeah.
There's some clockwork robots in the audios too, but I don't know if they're supposed to be the same ones or not. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to watch tonight's, and more Doctor Who's always good. At least I have another. I'm glad it's on right now, so I don't have to go a week without watching Doctor Who.
I'm glad even if it's a bad episode, it's probably going to be better than Revenge of the Cybermen.
Seriously. Yeah, yeah.
God, that was some shameful shit.
Yeah.
I think we're about done. I mean,
Yeah, we're done. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone. We'll be back next week. Bye.
goodbye.